Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to Rominger Stadium on the campus of South Range High School. It is 88 on YSN. DJ Oakley, Sam Bellino with you. South Range hosting their final regular season game of the year here in Week 6. They've had all home to this point, and Sam, they host the Pullen Bulldogs tonight. What can they expect from the Bulldogs? Both teams unbeaten in the NE8.
Yeah, as you said, both teams are the last of the remaining unbeaten teams in the NE8, and we're only in, Week 3 of NE8 play, so that tells you a lot about the conference. Coach Pavlansky over at Pullen is a great coach. He's been around the area. He spent a lot of time at Lakeview, obviously, beginning his fourth year, or he's in the middle of his fourth year here at Pullen. And he's a good coach. He's got a good staff around him. They're going to be a well-coached team. The one thing about Coach Pavlansky is any NFL fans out here, you've heard the term Ron Rivera referred to as Riverboat Ron. He likes to take gambles, like to take risks. That's kind of how we viewed Coach Pavlansky as an opponent coach. The guy likes to take risks. He's not afraid to take risks. I envision we'll see a couple trick plays, onside kicks, and not because he needs to get tricky or not because he wants to be cute. He's going to do anything to try to steal points from his opponent, especially in a game where you're an underdog. So I do look for some trick plays, maybe an onside kick here, fake punt, something along that line, and a good football game. Pullen's a good football program. They've been a good football program. Fun fact here, and I know a lot of the South Range faithful know this, South Range's very first game in the NE8 conference was against Pullen, and Pullen beat them.
Yep.
And that's the last time Pullen has beat them. South Range went on to beat, I want to say, Girard the following week, and then lost to Niles.
Yep.
And they haven't lost an NE8 game since. So South Range is on a great run here in the NE8, and Pullen looks to put that run to a stop.
Certainly Pullen looking to shake things up tonight on the road in a little bit of rain and some condensation coming down, as you call it. Check out your Storm Tracker 21 weather, as right now it says we are, doesn't say anything right now. We'll check on that in just a moment. But when you're looking at these two teams, there's a lot of people looking around the NE8, Sam, and they look, and this is the premier conference for football. There's a lot of conversation on message boards and social media about, but, this is still, to me, elite football playing at elite level on a Friday night, which is not happening everywhere. So when you look at this game, offensively, you said Coach Pav likes to be that riverboat gambler. He likes to shake it up a little bit. We've seen in this contest over recent years trick plays and suckering South Range into some plays that they're not familiar with. We saw Struthers last week take a lead. South Range, almost like a prize fighter, woke up then and were able to counterpunch and then eventually take over the contest. What does Pullen have to do to learn from the mistakes of Struthers last week and hand the first loss in NE8 history to the Raiders here at Rominger Stadium?
Yeah, I think Coach Pavlansky is telling his team we have to limit turnovers, so you definitely want to win the turnover battle. You want to be perfect on special teams, and going back to Coach Pavlansky and his coaching style, he spends probably the most time as a coach focusing on special teams throughout the week. He, at heart, is a special teams guy. And I talked about, onside kicks and fake punts. He's a special teams guy, so he takes special teams extremely seriously. We've got probably the two best kickers in the conference tonight in our Luke Starkey and Pullen's Jazz Stefanson. This kid, Jazz Stefanson's finally a senior. I feel like he's been playing forever, but he's got a very, very strong leg. You watch him pregame. He's booting the ball. He's punting the ball with a perfect spiral, turning the nose over. Kickoffs are going through the end zone. So special teams are going to play a big role here. And again, Coach Pavlansky's telling his team, no turnovers, steal a possession defensively, get the football, and play. You have to play perfect football. You have to against a South Range team who, like you said, has been dominant for the last 4 or 5 years in this NE8 conference.
Kickoff just around the corner. We are waiting. There are some other media outlets tonight, so we will see extended stoppages, which is also a factor because if that clock turns on, they still have to stop it for the TV timeouts. Yeah,
that's correct. And being down on the sideline pregame, I know you felt it. We talked about it. There's definitely a gust from Miss Helene that made her way up this way, and it's not the natural west to east. It's actually blowing to the west. So towards us, the wind would be blowing into our face. So that can play a role, too, in the special teams game. We saw Luke Starkey 3 weeks in a row hit a 40-yard field goal. And the first one, the school record that he did hit, had a little bit of help from the wind. This is a crosswind, so you got to be a little bit more accurate and play the wind a little bit with the kicks. So we'll see how the weather plays a factor in tonight's game, too.
Rain is coming down into the press box, so you'll see some drops probably on the camera at some point. 69 degrees at kickoff. Raiders will receive. They'll go from right to left on your stream screen. Poland will boot it away, and the Raiders seem to have, I want to say at least not, if not all of them, all but one, had the ball first to start their games this season up to 6 weeks in.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about that exactly either, but I do know that a lot of their kickoffs have been extremely positive and have crossed the 50-yard line. I want to say at least 4 of them have crossed the 50-yard line, and that's, again, winning the special teams battle. One thing as a young coach I learned, reading about and watching videos of other coaches is you want to, on kickoffs, on a guy like Coach Pavlansky, you want to watch where he's standing during a kickoff. If he's standing kind of at the kicker or even at the far end, that's a tail that they're probably going to kick it deep. If he's at the 50-yard line, midfield or a little bit further, it's probably because that's where they're going to kick it, and he wants to have a good view of where they're kicking it to see if they can recover it. So I'm trying to find him right now. Can't quite seem to find him.
Jazz Stefanson will step it off things at the 30-yard line. Ball at the 40. And we are underway. Booted away. It's a beauty. It goes into the end zone, and we returned. The referees say no, it won't.
Yeah, if the returner has any kind of his body parts in the end zone, you cannot return the football. So that's a huge plus for the Poland program to be able to put the ball in the end zone and not allow the kickoff team to get started. Kickoff return team, I'm sorry.
So the football will be at the 20-yard line for the Raiders, and this potent offense will come out. Poland, you've heard a lot about their offense. Defensively, they have been, I guess, suspect this year. Tough loss to Canfield that's still probably looming in their heads, but a big win against Hubbard last week, 28-0. Showcased their defense a whole heck of a lot. Toy fires. First pass of the game is broken up incomplete. 2nd and 10.
I like that play call. Coming out, 1st and 10, a little play action, seam route. You know that the Poland is in man-to-man coverage. There was no safeties within 8 yards deep. So they're man-to-man. Toy makes a good throw over the shoulder of the defender, but the defender does a better job getting his hand up there and breaking up the pass.
Heath Kraus, the intended receiver. Shout out to JD. We know he's watching somewhere. Probably getting ready for his game tomorrow, the BD Superstar. Or excuse me, B-Dub Superstar. One receiver each side for South Range. Toy quickly, near side, gets to Nagy. Nagy crosses the 20, 25, where he's wrapped up and taken down. 5-yard gain, brings up 3rd and 5.
Poland's corner there, number 10, Vito Kamara. If you didn't see any of the news outlets last week, he returned a touchdown, 103 yards, an interception return that he returned. He did a great job there, forcing the receiver to catch the ball and go back to the middle of the field where his teammates were rallying the football. Nice little gain of 5, though, by South Range.
3rd and mid for the Raiders. Opening drive of the game. Toy takes the snap, looks right, fires, has a man, and incomplete. Just couldn't pull it in. That was Troy Combs, and it's going to be 4th and 5.
Yeah, interesting. South Range comes out 3 plays and 3 throws, especially with, you can't see it in the camera, but there's definitely a nice steady rainfall coming down. And that's what happens when you start behind the sticks.
I anticipated a little bit more run with the rain coming down, didn't you?
Yeah, and I'm sure we'll see more of that as the game goes on. But they give away possession. They allow Poland to get one here in the first quarter.
Punt is away, fielded at the inside the 40, returned to about the 41. And that's where Poland will take over football.
Yeah, so when you lose first down, and what I mean by losing first down, when you don't gain 3 or 4 yards on first down, it kind of forces your hand a little bit. I thought I would see an Aiden Dominguez run there on 2nd down. They did gain 5 yards on 2nd down, forced the 3rd and 5, decided to air it out again. and just overthrew his receiver.
It'll be interesting to see if we see Zipolitis, who is a sensation around the area on YSN as well, or if we're going to be looking at Kamara as the quarterback. Snap is there. They go off right tackle and quickly met.
Yeah,
and taken down.
That's the older brother Zipolitis right there. They came out in a Wildcat to start the game.
Pano Zipolitis action.
Yeah.
The X-Man.
Yeah, number 43 there. And the one thing about Coach Pavlansky is he is very meticulous with his formations. We might see 50 different formations tonight out of Poland. And they must do a great job over at Poland communicating plays in and out of the huddle, because they're smooth with getting into different personnel packages and formations.
Kamara takes a snap. He's going to go left side. He is met and dropped behind the line of scrimmage, back maybe by the original line of scrimmage. Loss of 2 or 3, 3rd down and 10. Luke Starkey on the tackle. That's a good job setting the edge there. There's a few different Raiders that were at the point of attack there. Is that Kamara you said at quarterback there? 10, so that should be Kamara, right?
Kamara, yeah.
Yep.
Did a good job kind of making the first guy miss and making a little something out of nothing. 3rd and long here.
Kamara lines up in the gun again. One receiver over to the left, 2 to the right. Kamara looks right, fires, has a man, lofted it up, and it is caught inside the 30-yard line. And this is something that hasn't been done against this South Range team all year, and that is floating the ball overhead. We've seen a little zip routes and little screen passes that go a long way, but nobody's been able to pass on the Raiders.
Yeah, that's number 1, Josh Maseko from Poland there, running a go route, making a good adjustment on the football. Watched him pregame. He was very impressive pregame, catching the ball very smoothly, both hands with one hand. I told you before we went on that we were going to see a little bit of number 1 tonight.
Handoff up the middle, trying to find some bit of balance for the Bulldogs. Jones up to the 20-yard line.
Yeah, we're seeing a good mixture of throw and pass between both teams. Like I said, we'll definitely see the ground game for South Range get going. But Poland got a nice little drive going on right now with help from that deep ball to Maseko.
I'll tell you what, you hate to think about it, especially this early on, but the Raiders coming off a big, big win. You hope this is not one of those letdown games for them. And Poland, they're saying, I don't care. Let it be. Handoff, and not a whole lot there on the right side. As Jones taken down at the 20 again.
It's hard to say. Obviously, this sets up as kind of a trap game or a letdown game for South Range, but they've proven in the past that they can win big games and come out the next week and do it again. So I don't think that that's in the back of their mind. But we'll see. You never know. That's why we play the game on Friday night. That's why it's such a great conference, the NE8. Week in and week out, every game's a dogfight.
And the rain kind of dulls the crowd. That's the crazy thing. Usually you hear the Raider fans exploding on 3rd down, 3rd and 1 here. And taking it himself. Is that Zipolitis? Yeah, because that was a little wildcat.
Yeah, Vito's walking
Pano
the sideline here.
Zipolitis.
Yeah, power read, such a hard play to defend. You look like jet sweep's coming, and the quarterback reads the defense end. The defense end runs with that jet sweep. It should theoretically open up a gap for the running back, and that's exactly what happened. So Aiden Dominguez must have had his eyes on the jet sweep a little bit, widened out, and opened up a little gap for Zipolitis there.
Ball inside the 10-yard line for Poland, knocking on the door, trying to take their lead against South Range. And just like that, they do. Kamara takes it to the house, 9-yard touchdown, and the Poland Bulldogs have hushed the Raider crowd.
Yep, that was the same action as the power read before, but it was blocked just like jet sweep. And nobody happened to be home on the edge there for South Range, and you say that was that Vito Kamara there?
It was.
Just kind of walks into the end zone. No South Range player kind of in the area to make a play. So this was about as good of a start that Poland could ask for. Steal a possession the first quarter and put points on the board.
Just advancing back. Boots it up, and it is good. So 7:33 to go in the first. It's Poland 7. South Range nothing. Raiders get the ball back. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 7:33 to go. DJ Oakley Sambolino with you. A 7-0 Poland Poland touchdown separates it here in the first. We're a long way from winning and losing this football game.
Yeah, we're going to see a lot of action tonight. I can already smell it. Not that South Range was in the same boat last week. They were down. It was 7-6 with Struthers, but they've kind of been in this situation before where they've been down early in the first quarter, and they responded last week, and they got a chance to respond again tonight.
I'll tell you what, get to it here. Stefanson boots it away. Another beauty into the end zone. The great equalizer is in our TV timeouts. I really do believe that. I've thought that since I was a puppy, and I still think it to this day because momentum is absolutely neutralized no matter what side you're on during a TV timeout.
Yeah, we've noticed South Range after every score, whether they score or not, they are to the sideline real quick and then back on the field ready to go. So they were standing out in return formation for a good 30, 45 seconds there before we came back.
Raiders facing their biggest deficit of the year so far here, 7-0. Quick screen out to the near side, and ball moved up to Nagy at the 25-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 5 for the Raiders.
Yep, the second time in 2 possessions we've seen a quick little jailbreak screen there from South Range. They must have something they've seen on film that they like, and I don't know if it's, we got Vito Kamara down here at corner. I don't know if they've seen something on tape with him at corner where they like, maybe they're trying to make him tackle a little bit because he handles some snaps offensively at quarterback. I'm not sure.
Toy stands on the 21. He goes himself, and Poland reads it the entire way. Toy fights his way for positive yardage.
A little misdirection in the backfield, but Poland was not fooled. They just, like I've said for weeks now, they followed the South Range guards to the play there, and Toy was able to get a tough 2 yards. We got a big 3rd down and 3 here from South Range. We do not, if you're South Range, you do not want to punt this back again without getting a 1st down.
Toy brings it all the way over from the sideline, communicates, and quickly gets his team out there. 2 receivers, far right side. Dominguez moves up to the right hip pocket of Tristan Toy.
Reset. Okay.
Toy going to take it himself, and he's going to be short by about a half yard, and it's going to bring up 4th down and a half a yard for South Range, and they're going to punt the ball away.
2 possessions, we've yet to see the Bull handle the football at all, and that's somewhat of a surprise to me. I know Coach Rock is probably beating himself up in his own head right now, thinking that, we got to get the ball to our workhorse.
Punt away. It's going to be short, but it will roll its way inside the 30-yard line, 29, 28, and it'll stop there. So a little bit longer of a track for Poland as they enter their 2nd possession, but a lot of Poland passion over there. A lot of people wearing blue. Certainly a lot of people avoiding the rain tonight, watching either on YSN or another network. And we've got a TV timeout. So here we go again. TV timeout on the field. We'll take one as well. This one brought to you by our friends over at Mill Creek Golf Course. Back we come, first quarter. DJ Oakley Sambolino with you, 5:30, right on the mark. Here in the first quarter, Poland takes over their 2nd offensive set. And some running room left side. This is big trouble. Down the sideline, speed for days. See you later. A 60, scratch that, a 71-yard touchdown.
That right there, I think, was freshman Zipolitis, and he showed off his speed there. There was a little quarterback power there. We call that counter tray, guard and tackle pull, and the guard kicks, tackle pulls up. South Range actually does a pretty good job defending that in the A and the B gap, but the freshman there is able to see something on the edge, something that South Range has been struggling with so far in this game, and he takes it right up the sideline, man, and nobody was catching him.
DX, David Zipolitis, 71-yard touchdown and a commanding 13-0 lead, extra point pending for the Bulldogs. Kick is up, and it is true. 14-0, and South Range doesn't know what to do right now. Beside themselves. We'll find out if they have the answers. We come back right after this.
Hope looks different for everyone. It's a doctor who takes the time to understand. It's a listening ear when you need one most. The power of care is nothing without hope. And every service we offer is created with true healing in mind. Find your hope at Meridian.
If you're just tuning in, 14-0, Poland, 5:17 still remains in the first quarter. Sam, what are we watching here?
We're seeing a well-prepared Poland football team come out and throw the first punch. I don't think that South Range is going to roll over and just bow out, but this Poland football team came out strong. They're throwing the first punch. Now we get to see what kind of team this South Range team is. With their backs against the wall. Now it's a 2-score game. I'm not sure the last time South Range has been down by 2 scores, especially in the regular season, let alone the playoffs. But we're going to see what kind of makeup this team has. I think we're going to see South Range put up a fight here. Obviously, I mean, you got the cream of the crop of the NE8, but this is something that they haven't been used to. So we'll see how they answer. On
a rainy night here at Rominger Stadium, it has been a Bulldog kind of game. Stefanson puts another one into the end zone. And the Raiders will take over at the 20-yard line, and there is a lot of hands on the hips right now on that sideline.
Yeah, you look down on the sideline between possessions, and Coach Rock and his staff are looking at the iPad and trying to make adjustments. They want to know what they're seeing. From a defensive standpoint, why aren't they able to stop? Why aren't they able to set an edge and make a play on a jet sweep and a power play that bounced out to the edge? So they're going to find an answer, and there's going to be an edge here soon.
Dominguez moves up to the right side of Toy. 2 receivers to the right. Quick pass over to Dominguez. Dominguez cuts through one and is tackled upended at the 25-yard line. Gain of 5 yards. 2nd and 5.
Yep, that's the Bulls' first touch. Probably considered a pass. I'm still shocked that we're in the 3rd possession and we haven't seen him run the ball downhill yet, but I think we're going to get some of that soon.
2 receivers near side now. Handoff end around, trying to get to the 30. 1st down and more. And a tackle made very close to the boundary. Troy Combs, the ball carrier. And that'll move the sticks for the Raiders and bring a little life into Rominger Stadium.
Yeah, that you can let out a little bit gasp of air there. That's you get a 1st down. Now we can get going. They're quick snap here. Dominguez with the power.
Aiden tries to power through and is tackled after a gain of 1. 2nd down and 9.
Anything I said about Kamara not wanting to tackle, he proved that he's going to come up and he's going to make a good tackle, and he did there. And maybe that's part of the game plan for South Range. Make him tackle, especially a big guy like Dominguez. If he's making tackles, he's still taking some licks. He's still, going body to body with somebody. So
senior night here for the Raiders as well. A lot of emotions prior to the game. Handoff to Dominguez, has some running room, running through tacklers into Poland territory, and a 1st down at the 40-yard line for the South Range Raiders.
Now we're talking South Range football, running the football, grinding it out, getting the hogs out in front of you. This is South Range football. Took us a couple possessions to get here, but here we are. There's no reason to be stressed or feel like we're on a time constraint. You just keep pounding the rock.
Clock down to 3:45 in the first. 14-point lead for the Bulldogs. They go Dominguez to the right side. It gets about a yard. That'll be 2nd and 9 for the
Yeah, I'm wondering if Coach Rock, through the game planning, felt like they would have more success kind of going outside of the box with some jet sweeps and some screens, running the ball a little bit wider. This is a tough pull in defense, especially up the middle.
2 receivers near side. Toy takes a snap. Goes handoff to Dominguez, looking stiff arm, and he is not going to be able to get back to the line of scrimmage. He'll be tackled for a loss. Raiders will be behind the sticks. 3rd and, let's call it 11 for now. They're going to say 3rd and 10.
Yeah, I think we're going to get to see Toy set up in the pocket here and deliver a pass. Again, we're going sideline to sideline with the play call. At some point, you just have to say, we are South Range. We're not going to let what you guys do dictate what we do.
This is Kraus and Lewis territory here. Toy takes a snap, looks left, steps up, looking deep, still fires. And what a catch! It's Heath Kraus!
What a call, DJ. Kraus comes across the formation. Toy felt a little bit of pressure to the front side of the formation off the edge. Kind of navigates the pocket and delivers a great throw on the run.
Raiders showing up tempo. 2 receivers to the right. Toy calls for it. Handoff. Some running room. Starting left, going up the middle, down to the 10-yard line.
Starting to hear and feel a little bit of the crowd getting into this game, so that's a positive for South Range. You can feel the momentum slightly shift a little bit towards South Range's favor, and they need a score here. They don't need just a field goal. They need to get a touchdown on the board here.
9-yard gain on the Dominguez carry. And Turf Monster comes up and makes the tackle, making it 3rd down and short. Smesko.
Yeah, although a slightly low chance of it, when it's raining like this and you have to try to change directions from going east to west to north and south, sometimes the turf can get a little bit slick and your feet can give out, and that's kind of what we saw there from Smesko.
2 receivers to the near side, and Dominguez joins Toy in the backfield. Up the middle, Raiders trying to push their way, will their way to a 1st down. It'll be enough.
Yep.
And it'll be 1st and goal for South Range.
Pulling already is pretty tough up the middle in their defense, and when you're in the red zone and shrinking down the field a little bit, it's going to become a little bit tougher for South Range to score here.
Clock ticks down under a minute, 55 seconds. Toy takes off, tries to get that corner, and it's down at the 1. But the clock should stop if he's out of bounds, right?
You would think. I'm not sure. I'm not sure we got a sign from the side judge other than where the football was, so they're just going to let it run. You're right. He probably should have waved the clock to stop, but he didn't. That's probably an error on the side judge there. Going to give South Range one more play here, probably.
If you're South Range, you want to punch it in here. You don't want to take this deficit into the 2nd quarter. Poland does. And the Raiders say, no thank you. Touchdown Raiders from 1 yard out. And we got a 1-score game again.
Yeah, it's our boy Troy Combs there, just with a basic jet sweep. Again, I think there's just something in the game plan that's telling Coach Rock, let's try to attack the edges here from Poland. And in that possession, it proved to be pretty successful there for South Range. We get on the board, cut the deficit in half here, pending this Starkey PAT, and then get to the 2nd quarter.
Luke lines it up. Powell, the holder, up to graph the center. Kicked up and right through the uprights. 14-7 with 12 seconds left in the 1st. Back after this on YSN. 14-7. Poland, 12 ticks on the 1st quarter clock. DJ Oakley, Sam Bellino. Sam, Range, counter punches, but they're still behind the sticks here as far as the scoreboard goes. What do they need to do here defensively?
Yeah, they got to find an answer to the edge, and that's how Poland has been hitting them on their 2 big touchdowns. They've gotten to the edge with nobody from South Range there to make a play. So they've got to make an adjustment. Who's going to set the edge? Who's going to be there to fill the hole?
Uh-oh. That kick is touched and goes out of bounds at the 3-yard line. So a mental error for Poland cost them a ton of field position, and now you're South Range. You pin your ears back?
Yeah, I think you're going to pin your ears back, and you're going to come after these two young quarterbacks from Poland, looking to see what Coach Pavlansky's. Coach Pavlansky likes to talk to the referees, and as a opposing coach, that can become a little bit of a nuisance, but standing in the box and kind of watching it, you appreciate him trying to gain as much information as possible, trying to figure out what he's talking about, what they're going to decide. We got about 11 seconds here in the first quarter. That's a big momentum play for South Range. Not that, scoring the touchdown helps, obviously, with the momentum to shift it in your favor there, but having back-to-back plays like that, touchdown, then a big kickoff, those are two big plays that kind of make Poland think, okay, here, this is, South Range is South Range. We can't forget who they are.
Poland lines up stacked eye backfield. They'll go handoff left side and a couple yards, call it 3 on the carry.
Yeah, we're going to get to the quarter here.
Zipolidis was the carry, and that's going to do it for quarter number 1. 14-7, didn't have that on my bingo card, but the Poland Bulldogs showing what they're worth tonight. Backed up deep in their own territory. We'll find out what they can do. We return right here on your Sports Network. Does have it all, and it's big thanks to Will Otis, strong supporter of us here at YSN. Got a second quarter ball game, 14-7. Handoff, left side, backfield taken down.
Gavin Nagy does a great job coming from the secondary. He saw the whole offensive line create a wall. They tried running that counter tray play again with the guard tackle, and the Raiders flew to the point of attack there. And you definitely saw an edge set by our South Range Raiders there, number 11, Nagy making the tackle. So we kind of got a little tricky situation here if you're Poland. You're taking the snap from the end zone, and you're behind the sticks. You got a 3rd and 11. You can't take a sack here, obviously. You risk fumbling it and South Range falling on the ball. So it's a tricky situation for Poland.
3 backs in the backfield out of the shotgun, and we're going to get a timeout.
A delay? Do we get a delay there? We're going to back them up even more?
Have a distance. It is. So they'll be on the 1-inch line.
We're changing the play call here for Poland. You see him running in a guy. I think we got Vito coming in with the play. The bells are ringing here. This is a big 3rd down. This could change the whole dynamic of the football game here.
3rd down and long for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, they're feeling the pressure. We're going to hand it off. Okay.
They go right side, some running room, but not enough. Oh, wait. Still moving, 1st down and more. How about that? Poland backs against the end zone, feet actually in the end zone, and about a 20-yard gain that moves the chains.
Yeah, Vito does a good job selling the play fake and just kind of follows his 2 running backs with like a quarterback naked boot. Well, it wasn't naked, I'm sorry. It was kind of quarterback boot following his guys. Does a great job breaking a tackle right at the 1st down marker. That's a big play for Poland because, like I said, if that goes any other way, even if you're punting, that changes things dramatically here tonight. But that's a great job by Vito there getting the 1st down.
South Range, you can hear a pin drop now on the side. QB keeper off the right guard, and not a whole lot there. That's Pano Zipolidis. Gain of 2, and it'll be 2nd and 8.
Yeah, they went back to that Wildcat formation. Zipolidis takes the snap. Older brother, Pano, takes the snap. Kind of just tries to move the pile forward a little bit, gets a tough 2 yards. Looks like we got Vito coming back in here to take a snap at quarterback.
I mean, you got 2 Zipolidises and a Kamara.
Yeah, am I saying Zipolito? Is that what I keep saying?
Zipolidis. That's the
Zipolidis.
Yep, I learned that back in the flag football days here on YSM.
Okay.
Great Poland family and outstanding young man. David Zipolidis is a guy that you're going to have your eye on for years to come, only a freshman. Timeout on the field. We'll take one as well. This one brought to you by our friends over at Ice Synergy. Back we come with 9:36 to go in quarter number 2. DJ Yoakley and living legend himself, Mr. Sam Bellino. 14-7, your score. Poland has the advantage. A lot of people with their eyebrows raised at the YSN scoreboard tonight, Mr. Bellino.
Yeah, 14-7. Don't think a whole lot of people saw this coming from the Poland Bulldogs, but again, that's the beautiful thing about Northeast Ohio football, man.
Rain coming down a little bit harder, and a jump on the right side. Let's see who they get.
I think they're going to get number 1 down here. Although the guy on Poland's sideline is going to have something to say about that.
Maseko is the guy you're pointing out. See what the officials deliberate with.
Yeah, when you got a guy on each side of the formation kind of jumping from each team, both side judges kind of plead their case. I saw my guy move first, and typically that goes against the offense because the defense can move. The offense can't move forward at all. Yeah.
So that'll back Poland up 5 yards, and it'll be 2nd and 13. Quick math.
There you go. Yeah, although the defensive end from South Range, I think that was Dominguez, he moved. You can move defensively. You can shift. You can move around laterally. You can't move at all moving forward if you're on offense. So if there's any kind of movement, that typically goes against the offense, and that's what we saw there. It's a big 2nd down play. You want to get half back here if you're pulling, give you a chance to run pass at all on 3rd down.
Slip out right side, firing downfield. That one is incomplete. Nobody home. 2 receivers over there for Poland. Neither one able to yank it in.
Yeah, so we've got a 3rd and 13 now. So this is kind of where you see Coach Pavlansky open up the playbook a little bit. He's got a play kind of called home run. I don't know if that's a 3rd and long kind of play. It's fake jet sweep, kind of throwing a deep post across the formation. Yeah, it's 3rd and 13. If you're South Range, you're not falling for any kind of play action here. So you're going to trust your, looks like junior quarterback here, Vito, to set up and throw one deep, or maybe throw some sort of screen here.
Bells are ringing. The guitar is riffing. Stepping up, looking for space, pulling it down, and he's got burgundy and gold all over. Kamara just had no options in this. It's starting to be a heavy rain here, Sam.
Yeah, it's starting to come down pretty good. I just said during our timeout that it's not too bad. It's just looking more like an annoying spit, but now it's kind of changing tides a little bit. It's coming down pretty heavy.
Helene is making her presence felt here in the 2nd quarter.
Yeah, I've got some family down south in South Carolina that has dealt with a lot of what Helene dealt last night, and thinking about those guys down there and everybody else that dealt with any kind of hardships with this dang hurricane.
Certainly thinking and praying for you. Good snap. Kick is blocked. Pop straight up and taken. See ya. Touchdown. Heath Krause. The true value. Heath Krause coming through again for South Range. Special teams certainly proving special here in Raider country.
I mean, this is kind of what we saw going on last week. Struthers is in the game last week. They kind of put their backs against the wall and forced the punt in their own red zone. South Range blocks one last week, and they do the same thing this week in a timely fashion. Pending PAT here, we're going to tie this ball game up.
And we do. 5:34 left to go before the half. It's 14-14. What a ball game. Don't go anywhere. We're back right after this. Poland looking for some running room down the right sideline. They have it over the 40-yard line, and they will start with a relatively short field. Has Mihalis, the returner.
That's a big return there for Poland. You spent, a few minutes in your own red area, running the ball, trying to dig your way out of there. Couldn't get out. With a good return there, you're near the 50-yard line with some room to breathe in a 14-14 ball game. It wasn't too long ago we were sitting here asking ourselves what's South Range got to do to get back in this ball game. Lo and behold, 4 minutes and some change later, we got a tie ball game.
Special teams has been the name of the game for South Range. Offense and the edge, you said it earlier for Poland. 2 receivers, near side, 1 far side. They're going to go left. And not a whole lot there. In fact, taken down behind the sticks.
You love to see it, man. Your quarterback, Tristan Toy, is the one to set the edge. He attacks the blocker, number 8 for Poland, Ricky Madeline. He attacks the blocker, forces the quarterback to kind of stop in his tracks, and a slew of South Range Raiders kind of rally the football and make a play behind the line of scrimmage. But you see Toy getting fired up there. The quarterback's not afraid to get in there and get his pads loose on the defensive side.
David Zippolitis going to be credited or debited, depending on which way you look at it, with a loss of 2. Kamara, screen pass. Nobody home except Burgundy and Gold. Picked off, turned up, and down to the 5-yard line. 2 Poland Bulldogs fell down, and Nagy was the only one there. Thank you very much, says Gavin Nagy, the galloping ghost.
We talked last week about number 10, Vito Kamara, returning an interception, 103 yards for a touchdown against Hubbard right before the half. And there he lets go of the ball there on a screen which was actually set up pretty well. There was 3 or 4 Poland Bulldogs in front, and your intended receiver falls down. Vito saves a touchdown there, so we'll see how big that touchdown-saving tackle is from Vito for the Poland Bulldogs.
7:36 to go before the quarter expires. Toy trying to find a corner. Does! Tristan Toy puts the Raiders up, and 20 consecutive points put up by the South Range Raiders. Oh my goodness. Think about this. 12 seconds left in the first quarter. They finally put their first points up. They've scored them all since.
Yeah, we're looking at 7:30 left in the second quarter, and all of a sudden it's 20 to 14 South Range. That's just South Range football, man. They can beat you 1,000 different ways. You saw it offensively. You saw it from a special team standpoint on the block punt. And then you saw a huge interception on a screen defensively. So that's 3 phases of the game in under about 4 minutes that South Range does their job and comes all the way back.
Kicked up, and it's good. The Raiders, 21 straight points against their rival, the Poland Bulldogs. My goodness, what a ball game we have here. Back after this. Elevate your game indeed at Firestone Farms. Well, I'll tell you who has elevated their game. South Range Raiders, 21 consecutive points. And again, it all started with 12 seconds to go in the first, and they have just been a battering ram. The ball gets by, and it'll go into the end zone for a touchback. That is the second time we have seen that. First time it goes out of bounds, and now it goes into the end zone safely for Poland.
Yeah, the weather's definitely playing a little bit of a factor here. You're not able to catch the ball clean, especially coming from a kickoff when the ball's toe over toe. So they get lucky there that it kind of went through his hands pretty clean into the end zone. So they start the possession from the 20-yard line. This is a big possession for Poland because not too long ago you were up 14-0, and all of a sudden you blinked and you're down a score to the South Range Raiders. So this is a big possession for Poland. With 7:30 to go here in the second quarter.
Is that a huge adjustment for South Range, or is it just Poland's running out of a little bit of that juice they had coming into the game? Kamara, handoff. That's going nowhere. Fumble.
Calling him down.
They are calling him down. A lot of arms pointed towards the Raider way, but they're going to say that he was down.
I just think it comes down to the 2 plays that Poland scored on were one guy of your 11 had a missed assignment on the edge, and Poland was able to take advantage of that and use their speed to get to the end zone. You've noticed since those 2 plays that South Range is not giving up the edge. They're setting the edge well. They're meeting guys in the backfield. They're meeting blockers in the backfield, slowing the running backs down in the backfield and making plays.
3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Kamara Going to take it to the right side. Not a whole lot of running room. Behind the sticks again. I don't know if he got back to the line of scrimmage again.
You know, you wonder with it being senior night and, you know, you got 20-something seniors. 22 seniors, you know, waiting out on the sideline, walking down the 50-yard line, getting announced by their, you know, with their parents. If that kind of plays a role in starting slow because, you know, you're going through pregame and you're amped up and you're juiced up, and then you go through a period where you kind of like have to bring down your emotions and kind of cool yourself. I wonder if that played a little bit of a role to South Range's slow start, but whatever it was, it's in the past.
Receivers split out for Poland. And a timeout is going to be taken by the Bulldogs. So timeout on the field. They're going to think about things on a big down and distance for Poland. Back after this, after word from another great sponsor here on YSN. DJ Oakley Sambolino. 3rd down and long for Poland. Man in motion. Another man. Kamara looks downfield. Lofts it up. Downfield. Has a man. Broken up. Incomplete. And it'll be 4th down. 3 Raider uniforms and 1 Poland uniform. That was the danger zone if I've ever seen it.
Yeah, that was the play I referred to earlier as the home run play where you kind of run a jet sweep play action and run a guy all the way across the formation. With the ball a little bit slick, smaller stature quarterback, and an obvious passing situation. Nobody from South Range was fooled. And like you said, there's 3 burgundy jerseys there. Could have been trouble with the underthrow, but instead incomplete, and we're gonna punt here.
Trouble with the punt again. This one, they get it out. Nagy fields it on a fair catch inside Bulldog territory, and the Raiders will start at the 49-yard line.
Yeah, that was a little bit different from Poland in terms of snap to punt time. The one that was blocked, the punter kind of took his time gathering the football, making sure the laces were up, and took a little bit too much time. That time he got it and was feeling the urgency a little bit and got rid of it pretty quickly. So
I'm still trying to circle back to Poland had something special going there for 2 drives offensively. They had swagger. We're used to seeing that, and it just feels like it all went away. Is that a South Range thing or is that a Poland thing?
I do think it says a little bit more about South Range and what kind of program they have and the type of athletes and kids that they have in their program.
Man in motion for the Raiders. Toy calls for it. Looking to pass. Has a man. It's Nagy who gets hit, and that ball is separated from his hands. It'll be 2nd down and 10, and Nagy looks to be okay.
Yeah, he looks a little dinged up. He's probably more upset with himself that he didn't come down with that football. Toy does a good job kind of throwing it to the sideline, a little bit back shoulder there with the safety from Poland coming over to lay the boom a little bit. Well-placed ball, just wasn't unable to come down with it. And we're going to see a 2nd and long.
Question for you after this play, partner.
Let me adjust this camera first for us. There we go.
1 receiver on each side. Toy looks for the option, flips it out to Dominguez. Couple, and then he is corralled and hit. All right, so watching college football, watching football on YSN, of course watching NFL every other day of the week, I often hear announcers say, quarterback throws it to his guy or nobody. For those at home don't understand that, what do they mean by that?
Yeah, a play on the sideline like that is if you're Toy, you're set up and you're saying, I'm going to put this ball where only my receiver can catch it, and if he doesn't catch it, the ball's going to go out of bounds. And that was exactly what Toy did there. If our guy wasn't going to catch it, Poland's guy was not going to have an opportunity to put his hands on the ball. So it's one of those things where I'm going to put it to the sideline and only give my guy a chance to catch the ball.
Toy looks, fires, has a man, 1st down. That's all they needed. Ball at the 35-yard line. That'll move the chains.
I want to go back a play to the option to Dominguez, the play before. I'm not sure Dominguez is your prototypical option running back. You got to get this kid going downhill, get back to your buck sweep where you got your 2 guards out in front of you. You're getting east to west, sticking your foot in the ground and getting downhill. I want to see a little bit more of that from the Bull here. And that wears on the defense. I know that Coach Rock has a lot of respect for this Poland defense, but sometimes you just have to grind it out.
Gavin Hiscox with a beautiful route off that route tree. Picks up the 1st down for the Raiders. Handoff. Dominguez gets across the line of scrimmage. Not a whole lot more. It'll be 2nd down and 9.
And kind of like what I'm saying, getting Dominguez going downhill, even though they're going to mark that as probably nothing, even though that's a gain of nothing, you're still making Poland respect that. And throughout a game of 48 minutes, that can wear on you. Again, it was great play by Poland, no gain. But plays like that over and over and over again can wear on you a little bit defensively. 2
players split out receiver-wise for the Raiders. Right side. Toy. Oh. Little cutback and gets it to the 20-yard line. That'll be enough for a first down. Clock ticking away, down to 3:40 and counting.
You're not going to see it on camera. I caught it by the corner of my eye, but 34 Dominguez was leading the way on a QB sweep and just took a Poland defender for a ride. He took him probably 5 to 10 yards outside of the camera's view and just dumped him on his back.
Well, Michael Orr block there.
Right over to the fence. Go say hi to Mom.
Raiders go up the middle again with Toy inside the 20, down to about the 16, 17. They're going to mark him to the 17-yard line. Gain of 3.
And when you're a football player and you love the game of football and you love contact and you want contact, and that's kind of the guy that Dominguez seems like he is. He loves the game of football. He just wants to feel the contact. And that's the kind of guy who, if he's lead blocking or running the football, he's going to make somebody feel it.
2 to the left for Toy. Adds it back to his left. Handoff. Dominguez inside, still on his feet, spinning, rumbling down inside the 10-yard line to the 9. And what are they going to do here? Another first down?
I think so. A little bit of a pile. See what's going on here. Just kind of cleaning up the pile a little bit.
Yep.
43, the older brothers of Belitas with the tackle. Pano. This is one of your prototypical South Range drives where you're getting 8 yards, 7 yards, 5 yards, leading to a score, just wearing down a defense.
2 receivers to the left for the Raiders. Big fella comes up to the right of Toy. Toy going to hand it off to Dominguez, looking for space, and take it down at the 10-yard line.
Yeah, I'd like to see that play ran with Smesko, who's got a little bit more speed than Dominguez has. Really want to stretch that defense out and stress them with the speed. Dominguez is doing a better job this quarter of going north and south and gaining those tough yards. I'd like to see Smesko get in here and try to get to the sideline with his speed.
Talking about speed, I like the speed of Poland getting to a spot and then defending it, right? Planting the flag on the corners and making guys like Dominguez and Smesko and Toy try to make a move back inside toward the field of play.
Yeah, they're a really well-coached team. Defense coordinator over there, Mike Lepahosky. I played football with Mike over at Hubbard. He's a couple years younger than me. He's a great young coach, great young mind, great kid. Puts the time in, man. He's a good coach.
We're going to keep it right here as the Raiders take a timeout.
So going, kind of connecting the dots with Coach Lepahosky over at Poland. Last week, he had a corner, like I said, we talked about a few times. Vito take an interception return, 103 yards to the house before halftime against Hubbard. So he and I were talking a little bit over the weekend, and when he was a sophomore and I was a senior, I returned a touchdown, 105 yards for a touchdown in a playoff game. And so we were talking. He said, I've been lucky enough. I've been on the sideline for 2 100-yard interception returns for touchdowns. It's been pretty cool to see. So we were kind of joking about that. And
love it.
Yeah, and he had nothing but great things to say about the young man, Vito, and just a great kid, puts the time in, hard worker, and he's showing that tonight too. He's a tough kid, putting in the work.
So when do you get to tell your kids about how Daddy was a legend?
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that talk. I'll let maybe their grandparents talk about that a little bit.
Uncle DJ will do it.
Yeah, Uncle DJ. Grandpa Joe at home can tell them a little bit about their dad, but my time has passed, so.
Time has passed on the timeout as well. The Raiders will have second down at I'll call it the 11-yard line. They go handoff. Dominguez. Oh! Space in between like Dave Matthews, and I'll tell you what, Dominguez punches it in. The Ants go marching in for another touchdown.
We got 2 Dave Matthews Band references there. What a guy.
Great trying to shake it up.
Great band. No, but that's a very good drive there from South Range. They took a lot of time off the clock, especially because Poland gets the ball at halftime. So they do a good job of making the clock tick down to about 1:30 here, putting points on the board, going up 2 scores. And with Poland only having 1 timeout, it's going to be hard for them to score before half.
Booted up. Starkey puts it through. 28-14 South Range. We got 1:29 left here in the second quarter. Back after this. There ain't no situation, Sammy. We got a 1:29 left in the second quarter. 28-14 the Range out in ahead. DJ Yoakley Sambolino with you with a terrible Godfather impression. This ball dribbled back to the 15-yard line, returned by Poland. And, ooh.
Body's kind of flying here.
You know, the voice right now, shot as it may be, almost perfect for the Godfather.
I'll tell you what, if I didn't know any better, I would have thought you were.
Close your eyes and squint a little bit.
Yeah.
Godfather.
I would have thought I was watching that instead of this football
What's
game.
his name? Marlon Brando?
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't look. Oh. Oh, yeah!
And we're back.
We never went down. We'll get blamed for that somehow. I promise you. Donnie Farron will be up here with a flashlight inspecting our booth. That would have been interesting.
Yeah.
Take up the middle. This be a positive gain as Kamara. Vito does a good job.
Get 2 South Range Raiders fly to the point of attack. Don't make a play, but they're forcing the ball kind of back towards the middle, the heart of their defense, allowing teammates to make plays instead of letting Poland get to the sideline. Poland's taking their good old time. Doesn't look like they're in any kind of hurry with the knowledge that they're going to get the ball.
Raiders still have 2 timeouts. I'm interested. Clock ticks down.
We'll see after this if they
46
decide to
seconds.
call a timeout.
Up. That'll do it.
Yeah.
As the tackle is made over the 40-yard line. And they'll move the chains. That'll pause the clock at 38. And Poland looks like they're going to take a timeout.
Yeah, that's their last timeout. They're not to the 50. There's only 38 seconds left. We've seen what South Range can do in a short amount of time. And if Coach Pavlansky's going to decide to air this thing out, 2 of the 3 things that come from throwing the football are not good. Incomplete and interception.
We saw it last week. Jimmy Powell almost taking a ball back on a fumble recovery against Struthers to the house to end the first half. The Raiders have the weapons in the defensive backfield to make an offensive play if they have to.
Yeah, they do. And I've talked about our guy Hiscox at corner for South Range. Gavin doesn't get enough credit. He does a great job. And your secondary is made up of, your all-star quarterback Toy. You got Hiscox. You got JP back there. Nate Lewis.
Stefanson warming up on the sideline. So
I want to see that.
Where does the ball need to be? 35?
35, 50. I would say they're going to, if there's no time left on the clock, they're going to give them a shot, probably from the 40.
Kamara steps up, can't take a sack here, knows it, and gets positive yardage to the 45-yard line. Pulling out of timeouts, so the clock is running down to 25. And spikes, so it'll be 3rd and 7 on the next down.
I know it's subtle and it's not something that's going to win you a ball game, but that right there shows you how well coached this Poland team is. They're able to run a play. Wide receivers are downfield 20, 30 yards, and they're sprinting back to get into formation so that they're able to save time and clock the football. So that's, again, I talked about it, and he's a well-renowned coach around the area. They spend time on that. They're a well-coached football team.
Quarterback-wise, though, on that play that Kamara scrambled, wouldn't it be easier to just sling it out of bounds?
You would think, but, when you have a kid who's starting probably his 6th game of the year, it's tough in the heat of things.
Kamara goes right side, looking, firing downfield, has a man, and it is broken up incomplete. 4th and 7 with 14 seconds left. So now what do you do?
You're going to punt this, but you got to be careful. You got to be careful. You want to put this, if you're Coach Pavlansky, you're probably telling Stefanson, punt this thing to our sideline, put it as close to the sideline, even out of bounds if you have to. We'll play a little prevent defense. But you cannot, it looks like they're going to put Toy back to return the punt too. So you can't allow the ball to get clean into Toy's hands.
Well, here's the thing. They're not sending anybody back.
Yeah, that's probably has to do with a little bit of respect from Coach Pavlansky and the way he runs and operates his special teams.
High snap. This one is away. Nobody back to field it, and this should tick away. Nope, they're going to leave. What is that? 2 seconds? 8 seconds.
8 seconds.
Apologies. That's a little bit of time for the Raiders here.
It only
With 2
takes
timeouts.
It only takes one play, and South Range has proven that. So we'll see what.
Is this the one that we haven't seen yet?
We'll see. Maybe kind of a little deep dive, hook and ladder. Did you see the Detroit Lions?
Oh yeah.
Little kind of deep drive in, 10-yard drive, hook and ladder to Gibbs. We'll see. They're coming out in the formation, so we'll see.
A little Raider dazzle here.
Every team has a must touchdown, a must 70-yard play. I don't know if you deploy it here.
Toy. Handoff, and that's going to be it.
Yeah.
So the Raiders content with a 14-point lead at halftime, 28-14 as the first half expires. Don't go far. We will have the bands, and they're all brought to you thanks to our friends at Myers Family Insurance. Back after this.
Tonight we feature our Bulldog color guard with a dance routine and singing trumpet soloist Erica Casey to I Want Candy. dinosaur, the band's confectionery cravings just cannot be quenched. We draw tonight's show to a close with one more mouth-watering melody. Originally recorded in 1974 and brought into the modern era through the soundtrack from Moulin Rouge. We hope you enjoy the Beckton-Beck syrupy sweet Lady Marmalade. Bulldogs Marching Band.
Under the direction of Roger Lewis and Sarah Costa, flightline advisor Nikki Dispenza, and drumline instructor Jim J.R. Rachel, we proudly present the 2024 South Grade Grader Marching Band. Tonight, our entire halftime show was picked by the band senior class. Please enjoy the journey hit, Separate Ways. Dispenza wrote tonight's slagline feature. Feel free to sing along and wave your arms to the classic YMCA. As our seniors prepare to move on to life after high school, we want all of them to remember the road to get back home. I hope that they will return to say hi and share with us all the great things they are offering the world. Put your hands together for our senior trumpet soloist, Toby Sell, and sing along with the band as we tribute the class of 2025 to the John Denver hit, Country Roads. Insurance, Christopher T. Mahoning, and Power Sound Audio for their support of our music department. Go Raiders!
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. DJ Yoakley, Sam Bellino with you here as we get ready to start the third quarter. It's a 28-14 affair. South Range has the lead, but it wasn't like that the entire game. 14-0 is how it started out. Poland with, they get started quick, fast, and in a hurry. You got a 9-yard touchdown run by Vito Kamara that gets things started 7-0. Then you have a 71-yard touchdown by the man we're calling DX, David Zippolitis, with 5 minutes and 30 seconds left or so in quarter number one. The Raiders, with 12 seconds, get their scoring started with a 1-yard dive in from Troy Combs. That makes it 14-7. Then it's the Raiders with a block punt that goes into the end zone, and they pounce on it for a touchdown. It was that Nagy ended up with Who ended up with that? Kraus ended up with that. Then followed by an interception by Gavin Nagy, setting up a 5-yard touchdown run by Tristan Toy, and that is where we stand, 21-14. So far, Sam, what have you seen? 28-14. There we go. 28. I missed one here. What have you seen that's really the separator on the scoreboard?
The separator, in my opinion, is the way South Range handles all three phases of the football game. So in that little 5-minute crunch between the end of the first quarter and the beginning of the second quarter, you saw South Range do what they do offensively, good drive, finish the drive with a touchdown. The very next possession defensively come up with a huge block punt for the second week in a row for a touchdown. And then defensively, on a botched screen from Poland, Nagy intercepts it and nearly takes it to the end zone. So you saw all three of the football game, all three phases, positively impact the football game for South Range. And Poland, like you said, came out strong, threw a couple punches early, and kind of got stagnant after the big run from DX. So they get the ball here in the second half. We need a big drive here from Poland to kind of keep pace with South Range. You definitely want to get points on the board here to kind of keep pace because the South Range offense is going.
Second half kickoff is away and fielded inside the 10-yard line, brought out to the 19. That's where Poland will start their first possession of the second half. It's been impressive. I mean, David Zippolitis, when he gets out in space, is as good as there is in the ball game. Just a freshman. This is a young man. We're going to be calling his name for a long time to come. This
is the second week in a row we've seen from a top NE8 program. Last week with Struthers, this week with Poland, we've seen a freshman kind of take pivotal touches from an opposing team against South Range. So this conference is in good hands for the next few years with these young athletes.
Poland lines up, 2 receivers out to the left, 1 to the right. They go roll out. Lead pass, and the Raiders all over it. Gain of maybe 2. Dominguez, the stopper for South Range.
That's a good way for Coach Pavlansky to get his quarterback kind of begin to get in a rhythm. You know, if you're going to stay or you're down 2 scores and you continue to be down 2 scores, you're going to have to air it out a little bit. So that's a good way to get your quarterback started, getting the ball in the air, an easy pitch and catch. You got guys out on the outside blocking. South Range does a good job defeating blocks. And from the defensive end position, Aiden Dominguez gets out of his stance and goes and makes a play.
2nd and 8 for the Bulldogs. Man in motion. They're going to run with it off of that right tackle. And, again, not a whole lot. There is a gain, but it's short of the 25-yard line. It's going to set up 3rd down and manageable.
In the nicest way, Coach Pavlansky over for Poland is almost like a football nerd. My man, he eats, breathes, and sleeps football.
That's all of them.
He's a great football mind. So at halftime, I know he and his staff are coming up with some adjustments to attack the South Range defense, and you saw it there with a little misdirection. They ran that counter tray with the lineman, but jet sweep with the running backs.
Setting this one up. The sweep around, nowhere to go. The range closes off that left side, and it's 4th down for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, not a good start for Poland here, giving the ball away early. We're not even at the 10-minute marker here yet in the third quarter, and you're giving the ball back to the Raiders. Almost guaranteed to get the ball on the Poland side. Although, pregame we were watching Stefanson boot the heck out of the football. He was banging home 50-yarders off a tee nonetheless, but these kid's got a big leg.
Punt. One hops the punter and gets it away. Nagy calling for a fair catch. Muffs it and able to recover it just inside the 40-yard line.
Yes, the importance of having a kicker on your team. If you're checking scores at halftime, I noticed that the Struthers-Hubbard game was 12-0 in favor of Struthers because of 2 missed PATs. Yeah, having a kicker is a weapon, and we've seen that with Luke Starkey here at South Range, and I talked about Stefanson. We got 2 of the best kickers. We haven't had to deploy Starkey quite yet, but I'd like to see him. I never got a stat for the 40-yard field goals, but I'd like to see another one. That'd be pretty neat.
Mama Starkey says, I want some 50s. I want to see Luke hit, because apparently it's doable. It's manageable. Luke says he can hit from 50-plus.
I believe it. I mean, the couple 40-yard field goals he made, the first one was a school record 45, correct?
Yes.
I mean, he wasn't just barely sneaking them over. I mean, he hit them with some room to spare. So, you get a little 50-yard opportunity. I'd like to see that from Starkey.
TV timeout on the field if you're wondering what's going on. So we're going to keep it here. Nothing against our sponsors. We just know that people want to watch football.
And hear us talk.
Obviously.
Yeah, a little fun fact about my friend over on the Poland staff, Mike Lepohosky. He has a 52-yard field goal under his belt.
Whoa.
Yeah, I want to say he was a senior at that point. A 52-yard field goal in grass, too. I forget exactly where it was. He won't say it, but he definitely had the aid of the wind with him. But it was off a natural grass, and you know how difficult that can be.
I was a kicker. One time I was a straight-on kicker, so we had this special shoe.
The toe.
The toe, yep. And the shoe was from 1970. I know this because I kicked it in practice. The ball wasn't even close to the uprights, and the steel plate came out and went flying right down the middle. I don't know if I got points for that, but it's always a good story to carry on with. Handoff. No, Toy's going to take it himself. He gets wrapped up in the backfield, taken down by the Bulldogs.
Yep, defensively, Poland hasn't played bad. Again, with some special team botches and an interception has put South Range in good position offensively. This Poland defense is flying around. They did a good job there, bottling up Toy in the backfield.
Two receivers near side, one to the far side for the Raiders as Toy commands his back to his left hip pocket. Sends another man out to the right. Looking, Toy rolling to his right, throws, has a man over the 50 into Poland territory to the 45. It's Heath Krause again.
The second big catch for Krause after recovering the block punt and going in for a touchdown. Mr. Krause having a big game tonight. Toy does a great job, and when he's scrambling, leaving the pocket, he keeps some eyes downfield, and those receivers do a good job coming back to his quarterback. And they connect on a good play there. Two
Raiders split out to the left, fake handoff. They go over to the left, pass cut, and taken down short of the 40-yard line.
Yeah, that was the old RPO play. They could have got caught there with linemen downfield. Mr. Starkey there, the athlete that he is, was a few yards downfield, but flag wasn't thrown, so it didn't happen. And Toy delivers a nice little slant pass to, was that Lewis?
It was Hiscox.
Hiscox, okay.
Two receivers right. Man in motion again. They're going to go handoff, end around, looking for some running room over the 40 to the 35 and spun out of bounds. It's Combs.
I'm going to give Dominguez a credit there for his second pancake. Second one that I've seen tonight, at least. That's a positive play there. I think the stick should say second down. The sticks right now say third, but it should be second and short.
Second and short indeed.
This could be a free play territory here. If we can send somebody deep for South Range, a little play action. Could be. Doesn't need to be. Could be.
Man in motion. It's Combs. Toy going to take it himself, gets a first down, and a little bit of change. So the keeper generates the chains moving for the Raiders. Maybe this is where we start seeing what we saw last week against Struthers, and they're less worried about big chunk plays and more worried about just rolling time off the clock.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking the same thing. We're going to see, not that they're designing to stop at 7 or 8 yards, but they're just designed to get at least 5-6 yards in chunk plays and grind the clock out and wear the defense down.
2 to the right, 1 to the left for the Raiders. Toy sends another one out right. Takes a step back, steps up. He's got some running room. He's got some defenders in front of him. Runs through one over the 30-yard line and inside that 30. Peyton Miller, the tackler. 6-yard gain after it's all said and done.
That's a design run there for Toy. I like how tough Toy is, man. He's not afraid to tuck the ball and go right through the teeth of the defense. This is a tough kid, and he's grown every week that we've seen him play with his legs, with his arm. I like that we saw South Range go down a few scores and kind of answer the bell. So that's a little bit of adversity that they had to deal with tonight that again, they're answering. 2
receivers out to the wide side. Toy going to hand off up the middle. Dominguez cuts through. See you later. Nothing but green, burgundy, and gold. The Bull breaks through from 28 yards away for a Raider touchdown.
Yeah, it was just a matter of time that he was going to break one. I talked earlier, just even though some of the plays earlier were going for 1 or 2 yards with him, it was only a matter of time where he was going to wear those guys down defensively, and that's exactly what happened. He popped one there for about 28 yards, it looks like.
Yep.
And pending the PAT, we're going to see a 35-14 ball game.
Starkey lines up to grab the snapper, the holder, Jimmy Powell, and Luke Starkey will try to bang it through. Snap good, hold good, kick up, and it is perfect as well. The Luke chance from the Starkey section. 35-14, Raiders coming back right after this. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 35-14, your score here at Rominger Stadium on the campus of South Range. DJ Yoakley, Sam Bellino with you. We know you can be a lot of other places, but we are so happy you're with us tonight, even with this crappy voice. Still probably better than some of the alternatives.
Yeah, there you go. A little self-confidence, so positive talk there.
Booted away and fielded in the end zone. Ooh.
Starkey's legs feeling pretty good tonight.
Was that Starkey?
You know what? I was just thinking that because for the last few weeks we've seen Vorshak kick.
It is Vorshak.
Is it Vorshak?
Yes, sir.
That's 2 he's putting in the end zone.
Well, if it's not, Mama Starkey's going to be all over it on Tuesday.
And, you know, week 1 I know for sure that Starkey did kick off, and then week 2 we came here and Starkey off the field for South Range. They've been able to give Starkey a blow, and Vorshak's been booming him into the end zone.
Rain has subsided for the moment. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs at the 20-yard line. Handoff on the inside, and it's not going to get. They're going to go no gain, maybe an inch.
Yeah, not a whole lot going there for that power play for Poland. You're down 3 scores. You got to feel a little sense of urgency here if you're Coach Pavlansky and the Bulldogs. 35-14, just over 6 minutes to play here. Freshman quarterback DX Zapolitas coming in here to make the play call. Haven't seen him throw the ball quite yet, but we've seen his speed.
He's electric. He's been electric since we used to cover him on flag football.
That's amazing.
I mean, this young man, he's all football. Great athlete, even better young man. Zapolitas rolls out. He's going to take off, and he's going to be really close to that first down marker. In fact, I think they are going to give it to him.
Yeah, they're moving the 6. That's a good play by Zapolitas. Young quarterback, you like to roll him out, get him in space. If you don't like it, you got a 2-way go. If you don't like what you see downfield, you can kind of tuck it and take off, and that's exactly what he does and gets the first down. You're asking a freshman here to lead the way for a team against a South Range defense who's proven for years that they are the class of the conference, and that's a lot. That's a tall task for a freshman.
2 receivers near side to the booth. Zipolitis again, and nowhere to go that time. Raiders sniff that one out, and it's a loss on the play, and it'll be 2nd down and long for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, Michael Chadbourne right there just shoots the A-gap like his hair is on fire and is able to gather Zapolitis in the backfield and not allow him to get going. Makes a great tackle.
Chadbourne, the former skill guy, gave up his skill position to take over number 67. He said it helped the team, so I just want my hand in the pile and the opportunity to have my name called on a Friday night with my team winning. Well done, Mr. Chadbourne.
Ooh.
And oh my goodness, the Raiders, this signature defense has their ears pinned back, and they are all go.
That's Chadbourne again, right off the edge, not touched, meets quarterback in the backfield. Kind of going back to what you're talking about, when you have a program like South Range who just constantly wins and wins and wins, you want people to be a part of this winning culture. And we've talked for a few weeks about Luke Starkey changing his number from 28 to 55 because that was what's best for the team. But when you have multiple guys that are willing to do that, willing to sacrifice themselves for the betterment of the team, I mean, that's why you have a winning program.
Looking downfield, Kamara lays it up, and incomplete. I'll tell you what, you talk about that. There's more than a few here on South Range that have given up. Aiden Dominguez, big hitter for this South Range defensive backfield, linebacking core, and now he's on the line as an edge rusher, a TJ Watt, Myles Garrett type guy. Hands usually not in the dirt, but, he takes a lot more contact, which I think everybody realizes that affects your carries on the other side of the football.
Yeah, absolutely. And sometimes it's we get another one.
Blocked again. The Raiders, another special teams, incredible play. A punt block, 2nd of the ball game, and the Raiders are in striking distance. Is it Hiscox again? That kid is everywhere tonight.
Yeah, it looks like Stefanson was kind of dinged up there. He's able to jog off on his own. He took a big hit there. That snap was kind of slow back to his hands. Wasn't able to gather it. That's 3 blocked punts in, 6 quarters for South Range.
Drew Starkey's signature one against Struthers.
Yeah, that's right, freshman Drew Starkey. Hiscox, he's got 2 tonight.
Kraus. I was just saying Hiscox's name's been all over the scoring sheet. I think somebody wanted it in our press box.
Come on in.
Then you got Kraus, who recovered that first one in the end zone.
Yeah.
1st and 10 for the Raiders here, just inside the 20-yard line. Toy. Give to the right side, inside the 10-yard line.
That's Smesko there. We're seeing a little bit of change of pace. They condensed the offensive formation. I kind of had a feeling with Smesko in the backfield and his speed and condensing the formation, they were going to try to get to the edge there, and they do just that. Get a 7-yard gain there on 1st down. Coach Pavlansky out at the numbers, talking to the referees. Didn't like something, wanted something called, isn't going to get it.
7-yard gain for the Raiders on 1st down, 2nd and 3. Handoff. And upended. Smesko. Miller with the tackle.
Heard Mr. Miller's name through the PA quite a few times. Heck of a player, getting to the football, making tackles. Poland does this thing. It's a tradition for the program. They have a gentleman wear a green undershirt.
Yes.
And we'll talk about that a little bit in a little bit.
2 receivers to the left. Snap. There you go. Handoff. Smesko looking for room. Tripped up outside the 10.
What a great tackle there. That's the quarterback, Vito. Kamara coming up from his corner position. Smart play, attacking the legs of the running back, and does a great job shooting the feet, shooting the shoelaces. And we are going to see a Luke Starkey field goal attempt.
Senior Starkey. See what they mark this one.
21, 28 should be, 28, 27.
28 would be perfect.
Yeah, you're right.
In honor of the Starkeys.
Looks like it is going to be 28. I don't want to jinx it, but this is almost chip shot territory here for Mr. Starkey from what we've seen.
Up to Graff. Nice snap. Good hold. Kick is up, and it is good. 38-14. Raiders. Another field goal drilled by the special teams unit featuring Luke Starkey. Quick turnaround back after this, after word from Meridian. Speaking of Giangelo's, just ran an ad there. Proud sponsor of YSN. You can check out Giangelo's every Tuesday night for the South Range Raiders show. Also, if you're a Bulldog fan, the Pullin' Bulldog show is every Tuesday night at Bulldogs Bar and Grill. Matt Romeo hosts that. Join Coach Pavlansky and a few players each and every week. Back to Giangelo's. Coach Rock, Angelo Guerreri, and one of the Titus boys created their own pizza, which was featured at Giangelo's on Tuesday night. Sold out. Incredible, incredible pizza. I took one home myself. It was so good. The Rangus is what they called it. So Rock, Ange, and Titus.
What do we got on it?
There's a little ricotta cheese, some pepperoni, some peppers. But listen, there's not a whole lot that Giangelo's can't do. It was so good.
Yeah, I don't know if you can make a bad pizza. I don't know.
Dear friend told me one time, there's no such thing as bad pizza. It's just pizza that's not as good as others.
Yeah, I think that guy's correct. Your dear friend. Tell him I say I agree. I'm a big wing guy. I like wings.
Oh, okay.
I like wings. I like mixing sauces.
What's the number one sauce?
There's this bar and grill in Hubbard. Not there anymore. It used to be called Pags. They had a zesty ranch sauce. It was like a creamy white, zesty, obviously. There's a little zest to it.
Oh, look at pull and breakthrough. Nice little 12, 13-yard run. Go ahead.
No, it's a creamy white ranch with a little bit of zest, and I'm a more of a wet ranch, wet sauce kind of guy. I don't like dry wings. But yeah, so they sold the business a few years ago, and I haven't had anything nearly as good as that. And I'm trying to find it. So if anybody has any suggestions, I'm looking for.
Have you ever had Big Shot Bob's? Oh, buddy. As this one up the middle. Oh, some running room to the 30, to the 20, and down at, they going to say the 20-yard line?
Yeah,
Toy
looks
gets
like 20.
the tackle. Who got loose?
That was Chase Jones. That's 2 in a row. Chase Jones is going to get a little breather there. Number 8's going to come in for him, Ricky Madeline. But those are two big plays there by Chase Jones, right through the teeth of the South Range defense. So something going to end this third quarter. See if we can get some points on the board before the clock hits 0 and we turn the field around.
Quarterback under center. Handoff off the right guard. And up to the 16, 17-yard line.
I'll tell you what, that was, I'm trying to watch through the lens here. I can't really see technique a whole lot, but I was able to kind of watch that. That was a great job by Luke Starkey, kind of avoiding the blocker, getting low, and shooting the feet of the running back through the blocker. That was a good tackle there by Luke Starkey.
Ball rests at the 18-yard line of South Range. 2nd down and 8 for the Bulldogs. And it looks like we're going to go to the fourth quarter. Your score, 38-14. South Range has the lead. Into the South Range Raiders. Raiders have not lost an NEA game at Rominger Stadium since it was erected in 2017. The only team to beat South Range, in fact, at their own home is Green last year.
Yeah, that was a fill-in game there, and good on South Range to fill in the gaps with I think it was Division II Green. Big school.
Yes, sir.
Good football.
Rolling out, looking downfield, tossing into the end zone, and it is broken up. Oh, no, it's caught. Touchdown. Wow.
Yeah, great throw and catch. Oliver McCauley there with the catch, and Mr. McCauley is the one wearing the green undershirt that we kind of touched on a little bit earlier there. So I know that I don't know exactly. And McCauley's able to get to the corner there, and I think that was Vito who put the ball right on his numbers for a touchdown. Quick score here, 7 seconds into the fourth quarter. And we got a 2-score game. We're going to go for 2. This is what the data tells you, and I talked about Coach Pavlansky being quite of a nerd. This is what the stats tell you what to do. You go for 2 in this situation.
Man in motion. They're going to roll it to the right side. Not a whole lot there. The Raiders get a loose ball and still unable to get anything across that goal line. So a failed conversion makes it an 18-point game. McCauley, you talked about that green shirt. Green shirt is, as I understand the rule, it's voted on by players as someone who represents the leadership role in certainly a different way.
Yeah, it's a cool idea. It gives the guys in the off season something to really work towards, and sometimes that can be tricky too because, if you got 3 or 4 guys that are in the race for it and you give it to the one guy, how do the other 3 guys feel? But Coach Pavlansky's done a good job, and it's a good program over there where they celebrate that. And, a few kids that think they may deserve it, that's okay because they know that their teammate, their brother, is going to wear that green with pride. We haven't said his name a whole lot, Oliver McCauley, but did a good job running a nice little corner route. Got the ball put on his numbers, and he was able to come down with it with the touchdown. So although we do have a 3-score game still, being 38-20. Again, any books or football nerds that you read on the internet is going to tell you go for 2 there just because the odds of you getting the 2-point conversion may be slightly better than 50%, but the odds of you getting 1 out of 2 are, I'm going to make up a number here, but they may be something closer to like 70 or 80%. Is
that the Kevin Stefanski rule?
It may be.
I mean, he always goes with the metrics. And
yeah, I mean, you see it all over. Yeah, you see it in Detroit.
Kick
yeah, we got an onside kick here. But Mr. Pavlansky lined up right at the 50.
Stefanski.
Big bop. Nope.
And that's going to go out of bounds.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate. It's a good hard kick. It just never got to the point where it was going to take a big hop and just kind of sped out of bounds.
It's taught to you to kick it the very top of the football as hard as you can, and you hope it takes too little, the end over end, and then it pops straight up so your hands team essentially can get down. Somebody makes a hit, somebody makes a grab, and there you go.
Yeah, it must. So you're saying he must have hit that ball a little bit lower.
Yeah, I mean,
speed.
But again, with a wet turf, you just never know. And that's why it's such a gamble on onside kicks. Yeah. I don't like that the NFL took it away. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah,
they can only do it in the last 2 minutes of any half. I think the onside. I wish that you could it'd be like 4th and 10, and if you get it, you get the ball.
Yeah, didn't one of the AFLs or one of those knockoff leagues try to do something like that?
Toy, quick strike over. It's Lewis. He loses the football, and it's Poland's.
This game's not over yet, guys.
No, it's not.
Still a ton of time left. Poland has shown that they're able to go down and score through the air on the ground. A little bit of momentum shift in Poland's favor.
Coach Nico, you can't see him anymore. He's hiding behind the YSN logo. But the defensive coordinator for this South Range Raider team had a quick conversation with head coach Dave Rock, and now a lot of conversation over on that Bulldogs sideline. This one is not over by a long stretch, my friend. 11:44 left on the clock. Lots of time, and only down 18.
This is where you're going to see some of Coach Pav's more creative play calls, I should say. Back out of the backfield.
Over the short side, looking downfield, throwing, and empty. That was David Zipolidis.
He's getting to say hello to a few.
Oh, he's hurt. He's hurt.
Now he's going down.
Yep, he is down, and that is not good for Poland, and that is, you never want to see that. We will take a break as they tend to their freshman sensation back after this. Back we come, fourth quarter, 38-20. Zipolidis able to walk off under his own power. That's the great news for Coach Pavlansky and the Poland Bulldogs, but obviously he's got to sit out at least one play. We'll see if he makes it back. Looking left, firing. Kamara looking for a man, and caught inside the 30. Wow.
That was a heck of a ball. That Vito Kamara there to number 15, JJ Fonda. What a ball. Put it to the sideline. The hash is on the sideline. Again, you talked earlier about giving it to a place or throwing it to a place where only your guy can catch it. And that's exactly what Vito did there. A great pitch and catch.
Raiders are getting gashed a little bit here. Handoff inside, bouncing out to the right side. Some running room. 30, 20, down the 15, and taken out of bounds.
Chase Jones.
Yep.
Yeah, Chase Jones' third big run of the half here. Big chunk play, about 20 yards. They got something going. They're feeling pretty good about themselves. Again, we're at a 3-score game, 18 points, 38-20. The clock is
winding. Should be winding.
11-18 and counting. So, this clock is definitely not your friend, but Poland's definitely got something going right now.
Two receivers right. They go roll out to the right side. Excuse, two receivers left, I should have said. They roll out to the right side, and Kamara is taken down. They give the signal to keep the clock rolling.
Yeah, it looked like he was tackled in bounds. That was the same type of play that they ran out of their own end zone to get the first down earlier in the game. Just kind of like a fake to the running back and boot behind him and use him as an extra blocker. You don't see that very much nowadays because you don't run with the quarterback from under center. But again, Coach Pavlansky uses creativity to do things a lot of different ways.
Second down and about 7. The handoff. Gaining some ground. Should be a first down for Pano Zipolidis.
Yep, down to the 5-yard line. You see a little bit of urgency here from Poland in and out of the huddle. We're down to 10-10 and running. We got to get in here within your first couple plays. Can't let the clock continue to tick.
Yeah, you don't want to chew out, 2 or 3 minutes here. Handoff. Middle. Nowhere. Burgundy wall is built at the 5-yard line. And now you've got Poland not exactly urgent like we saw. Starkey again on the tackle.
Got some bigger bodies coming in for both sides of the ball.
The beef package.
Yeah.
What did you call it in high school? Was it beef?
Yeah, I think we honestly just called it goal line. It was kind of our personnel defensively to see how goal line and a bunch of bigger bodies were coming in.
Politically correct thing. Very, very 2020 of you guys. And they go handoff, and again the Raiders able to capitalize. Zipolidis on the carry. And it's Luke Starkey again.
We're going to see Vito take the snap here. Loss of 1, so 3rd and 6, down to about 9 minutes. Again, an 18-point game, 3-score game. Got to get in. You got to get in to keep this game alive.
Trips to the top. Zipolidis stacked up, taken down. Was it Kamara?
That was Kamara.
It was Kamara, my apologies.
Our Coach Pavlansky's opting to kick this field goal to make it a 2-score game. We got a guy down here for South Range. Hopefully nothing serious.
Timeout taken.
Oh, he's getting up.
Nope. They're going to tell him he's got to go sit out one.
Yeah, if you stop the clock because of an injury, you got to come out for a play. And I think he'll be happy to know that they're kicking a field goal. And
well,
he's
let me ask you: does this change if you're Coach Pavlansky and you see Starkey going off?
Well, you see a Starkey coming in. 28 Drew Starkey's going to replace
baby.
his brother. I don't think he's going to think too deep into that. Yeah, Stefansson's going to come into this game. Talked about a chip shot for Starkey earlier. This seems to be chip shot range here, too, for Stefansson with the strong leg. But it's not only him. It's the snapper and it's the holder, too, part of this whole battery. Clock is running.
Stefansson lining things up. Snap good, hold good, kick up, and it is true. And we have a 38-23 ball game. Interesting score.
Yeah, what do they call it? Scoregami or something?
Scoregami.
Scoregami. Maybe. Might not be.
We'll be back right after this. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Fourth quarter here at Rominger Stadium on the campus of South Range High School. It's the South Range Raiders with the lead 38-23 over their crosstown rivals, Pullen Bulldogs. And we're going to see another onside kick attempt here from the Bulldogs. You like this?
Yeah, I do. I mean, again, it's two-score game. You need the ball. You need to steal a possession here. And you never know what's going to happen. Like you saw last possession, they didn't get the onside kick. They forced a turnover, get on the ball, and they go down and score. So, yeah, I don't mind this. With 8 minutes left to go, we'll see if Stefansson's able to make a little adjustment to get this ball to pop off the turf, give his guys a chance to get on it.
Stefansson steps it off at the 40. Drills it. And smothered at the 47-yard line. South Range Hands team does their job. It's Heath Krause. Man, what a game he's had.
Yeah, it's not going to show up in the box score, but that's a big play there. Falling on that football, not allowing it to get away from you and capturing the possession.
You know what we got to do? And I've been thinking about this for a while. We got to get with somebody like Duncan or White House Fruit Farms and give them a player of the game's certificate for donuts the next day. That would be, if you have donuts, we've got a deal for you. We got a lot of people watching tonight, too.
Got an idea. Give us a call.
We're just going to go ahead and sell that to you. Pitch left to Minguez. Loses the football. And it's going to stay with South Range, it looks like.
A little chippy out there. It's what you're going to see in a big game in the NEA conference. Just gather your guys, get your teammates, get back in the huddle. Don't do anything stupid.
The reserve flag?
I don't think there's a flag. Just saw a bunch of fumble bags get thrown.
Conversation.
At least I don't see a flag. Just don't know what they could be talking about.
It's about that time where they're talking about where they're going to meet up after the contest. I would suggest Giangelo's or Coca's.
Nice plug. Timely.
Where else do we have?
And if you have donuts, that one could have been yours.
Yeah, listen, if you got donuts, we're trying for you. Sprinkle donuts, I'm being told by Amy Foster.
There we go. Coach
you know what
Pavlovsky.
sprinkles are, right? Sprinkles are for winners.
Jimmy's?
Don't you start with that Jimmy's Pittsburgh stuff.
My brother-in-law is from PA, and he gets mad when I call him sprinkles. He said they're Jimmy's.
Sprinkles are for winners.
All right, Coach Pavlansky wants some kind of explanation here. He's going to use a timeout to either get in these guys' ears or get an explanation. He's not happy about something.
Let's take a break. Brought to you by Burnett Pools, Spas, and Hot Tubs. They don't have donuts. Back we come. Second down. And looking, Toy. Getting past. He's got daylight. He's got 6. Tristan Toy, see you later.
Thought I saw some laundry get tossed.
There is a flag. That was a 52-yard touchdown run by Toy at the moment.
Yeah,
and it looks like it's coming back.
Yeah, that referee, you got to give him props. That thing came flying from the back end. That flag, what an arm.
Maybe that's what Coach Pavlansky was working towards.
Well, sometimes, sometimes when you are in the ears of the guys a little bit, they kind of, to no fault of anybody else, but they kind of feel the urge to have a special eye somewhere, maybe somewhere where Coach Pav was telling them to look.
Raiders fans don't agree, but Poland fans completely content with that call. Oh, the joys of being a referee.
Yeah, I don't envy them at all. I really don't.
So, clock is at 4.
7:45.
No, 7:45, excuse me. And then, so you wipe that off the board. Never was truly on it. But you wipe that off the board, and South Range just kind of jump on the farm and go milking the clock? Or do you think
I don't think so.
they go for it? Second down behind the sticks. Screen underneath. And that's going to get him up to the original set of downs.
Yeah, it's a good play. Gets about half back there, gets you back to kind of where you originally were at. You have a third and manageable now. Toy getting the play call from the sideline. 3rd and 8. This sneakily is a big play here. This, you don't get this or you don't manage to get any yards here. You're almost forced to give the ball back to Poland with 7 to go. Now only up 15.
If they just get the first down here, I expect them to slow things down dramatically.
Yeah, for sure.
Man in motion. Toy calls for it. Drops back, rolls a little bit, has a man. It's Nagy. Nagy's got the first down and stays inbounds. No, they're going to applause it for the moving the chains. Kamara on the tackle, and the Raiders should be in no hurry here.
Yeah, such a
Oh, boy.
They kind of are. It's a great design there. Coach Rock and his offensive guys.
Coach Allegretto, longtime offensive coordinator here. Ball off the left side down to, flag comes in.
There's some extracurricular down here. Number 6 for Poland, 67, South Range. Yeah, the referees, we saw get a little bit chippy, especially with that fumble from Dominguez earlier. They got to get a little control here.
It's going to go against South Range. It's the frustration from the enthusiastic fans.
The faithful.
Faithful. The shipmates. Personal foul against the Raiders. And that'll back the Raiders up 15. It's after the play, so it'll still be first down, but it'll be first and 25?
It's like 20.
Looking to throw. Toy steps up, and he is clocked shy of the 50-yard line by a pack of Bulldogs.
Got one guy showing 3rd down, another guy holding his fist up for 4th down. It's definitely not 4th down. I don't know what this Coach Rock's talking to him. Yeah, we got 3rd and about a country mile here. I think if you're South Range, this is difficult. I mean, you want to keep the clock running. Again, when you throw the ball and you air it out, 2 of the 3 things that can happen are bad. Keep that clock running. Uh-oh.
Toss. Back. Screen almost. See, that was a setup from that pitch to the left.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was, like you said, that was very well set up. That was almost trouble in the backfield for Toy, taking his time, selling the pitch. Had 4 or 5 pulling Bulldogs, pinning their ears back.
Vorshak will be on to punt it away. Vito Kamara back for the Bulldogs, I believe. Vorshak, nice snap. Punt it away. And this one going to dribble towards the 10-yard line and towards the sideline. A little coffin corner from Jason Vorshak. Beautiful.
That's a good punt. So Poland's got 88 yards to score, 5 minutes. Again, you're down 15. It's a 2-score game. Clock is definitely not your friend. Got a couple quarterbacks back there that aren't, your prototypical drop back pass quarterbacks. This isn't the situation you wanted to be in if you were Poland, but you kind of crawled your way back a little bit from the 38 to 14. So some positives to take with you, regardless of how this ends for them.
Pulling offense trots back onto the field. Man in motion. And quickly, that one's spelled. It was Kamara.
Yeah, it's good to see David Zipolidis back there taking the snap after his little injury scare.
DX.
So, yeah, good to see him back on the field.
Are you
DX.
ready?
Best generation of the WWF.
Agreed.
Best time, for sure.
Are you gonna
Had some characters.
look at the new Netflix documentary?
Is that McMahon? Did you see his
tweet?
Yeah, he called it a tweet which is interesting because if he doesn't agree with it, why is he gonna let it run? Money, huh?
Credibility.
I guess.
So Poland will take their second time out. We will regroup. Be back right after this, after a word from Baird Brothers, home of the Big Dogs of the Valley. Back we come, fourth quarter. 4:29 left in the ball game. Poland looking for something to spark their
Home
offense. Uh-oh. Oh, slips out of the tackle. Another one. Looking for room. Still on his feet. Wow. Is that Kamara? Or Zipolidis?
I'm not sure. Number
That's
9.
Zipolidis. My good, he's a magician.
He was dead to rights in the end zone, and he escaped.
What a job. Just a freshman.
Just a freshman. Again, this league is in good hands for the next few years between him, Tyler Cole, a couple other freshmen littered in this conference.
People talking about South Range possibly taking a step back next year, but a lot of young guys coming up. That is yet to be seen, right? We've heard that before. Oh, boy. Zipolidis is a ghost.
Yeah, that was impressive. He drops back, felt the pressure from his blind side, and spun out.
That's Kamara.
Kamara.
They keep switching him out. We apologize.
That was impressive. Being able to escape the pocket that way.
It's like Bo Jackson at Tecmo Bowl.
Couldn't tackle him.
Looking downfield. Rolls to his right. Tossing. Has a man open in the flats. Bouncing off tacklers. And a flag comes in. Did I just...
A couple flags.
Okay.
I think there was one at the end, like a face mask or something, and then some extracurriculars after that, too.
One going against South Range. You can see the indicator there.
So I don't know, and if you're watching and listening, I don't know who it was, but Michael Chadbourne already has one personal foul against him. If that's his second one, he's gonna
DQ'd.
Yeah, and he's gonna have to miss next week as well. So I'm hoping that's not the case.
At Girard, first road game of the year for South Range. They'll debut the white jerseys.
All right, so we'll see what the white hat has to say here. Okay, so they did get a face mask. And after the play, personal foul on Poland. Okay. So both are after the play. So they're going to give him the first down after the play, and then they're going to offset and kind of just go as if it never even happened.
Two receivers. After all that, two receivers, ball where it was. Poland looking to score, stepping up, firing downfield, has a man, and just overthrows his receiver. Second down.
Yeah, that's Maseko again. That's a few times he's been able to get behind the secondary of the South Range Raiders. Just overthrew him a little bit, wasn't able to run under it. It's a good little receiver there for Poland.
Maseko?
Yeah, senior.
Very good. Good kid. He was featured in the player profile this week from Matt Romeo as well. You can go check that out. I believe maybe that was last week. I can't remember. They run together. Mace in the Face was the title of it.
Cool.
Had to dig deep for that one. Rolling to the left. Kamara runs out of room.
Luke Starkey, I think, came through.
Shocker. Luke Starkey and the Luke chants from the South Range faithful.
So we got 3 minutes, clock's ticking. 3rd down, 15.
4 down territory has to be, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, because you still need 2 scores.
Ball at the 50-yard line. One receiver splits out to the bottom of your screen. Kamara looking to throw again. Pressured. Gets it away. Intercepted. The Raiders with another takeaway. That's Tristan Toy. Wow.
This is a big-time player making a big-time play in a big moment here. Tristan Toy coming up the pick. That all but seals it here for South Range. They're gonna run this ball out.
And this is where you keep everything cool.
Yeah, again. Like you keep your cool, no stupid penalties. Pick your guy up, get back in the huddle, run 2 or 3 plays, and get in the locker room, enjoy your senior night.
Raiders hope to return home week 11. Handoff up the middle. Powell moves to the 40. Aiden Dominguez, the senior. Timeout called. So the remaining schedule for the Raiders looks like this. Next week at Girard. The week after that at Niles. The week after that, week 9, that'll be at Louisville. And then they close the regular season at Hubbard. And then potentially we're back here week 11.
Yeah, it seems like the most likely scenario that we're back here for likely weeks 11 and 12. And if you're Poland, you go back home the next 2 weeks with Niles and Girard, and then you go on the road. Coach Pavlansky goes back to Lakeview, I want to say for the 3rd time since he's left, and then away at Struthers. So they got a good schedule to end their season too. Grind it out.
Well, and here's the vital part that nobody's talked about. There is a potential rematch down the road because Poland is now Division 5. So we could see this game again.
Yeah, I mean, that's always a possibility, and it's always good for the Valley when we got local teams.
Oh, look at the juke. 30-yard line inside.
You know, it's good and bad, I should say, when teams are playing each other in the playoffs, because you'd like to, once we get to the playoffs, you'd like to root for the Valley. You like to see teams from our area go deep and make noise. And when they play each other, obviously one's going to be eliminated. At the same time, one's guaranteed to move on.
When you have good football, though.
It's good football, and you draw great crowds, and there's nothing better than a October night, November night in Northeast Ohio.
And keep in mind, Girard also in that same boat. They're in Division 5 this year. So you've got 3 potential teams in Division 5 that could meet up for a second time in the playoffs for all the marbles. Right side.
Okay.
Moving in, moving out, just staying in bounds. All right, so the second matchup, we've seen it a lot. We've seen Fitch and Harding a lot. Week 11, Week 12. Who has the advantage in a second go-round in a game like this?
It's hard. You know, they talk about it being hard to beat a team 3 times. I think it's hard to beat a team twice. Now, I think it all depends on the outcome of the first game, too. If you really kind of give it to the other team the first time, then, you know, you come into that matchup with a lot of confidence. And on the other side, you know, you're thinking about that first matchup where you kind of got your lunch taken. But on the flip side, last year we saw it with Poland and Struthers, where they played back-to-back weeks. Poland won in Week 10. Beat Struthers. They play in the playoffs, and then Struthers is able to win the game in the playoffs to move on and kind of end Poland's season. So I think it always is going to be an advantage to the team that won the first match. But, again, I said it earlier, it's why you play the game. You don't just hand the trophy to somebody because of what you've seen on paper or what you've read in the newspaper. Play the game. You never know what can happen.
South Range trots back out there. Players of the game brought to you by, let's go Baird Brothers. I'm going to go South Range, Gavin Hiscox and Heath Krause. Agree, disagree?
Can we pause that because we have what looks like a 59-yard field goal attempt by Luke Starkey.
Oh, boy. Starkey lines up and a timeout. South Range calls a timeout. They iced their own guy?
He may have changed his mind. Yeah, I think he's changing his mind.
Oh. Where's Mom at? We're looking for Mom.
As much
Do it.
As much confidence as you have in Luke Starkey. 59, I mean, you saw the best kicker in the NFL last night, Brandon Aubrey, miss a 51-yarder.
Whoa.
What, you
Before,
have something
let's
to
not
say?
get carried away.
Who?
Justin Tucker is still the GOAT.
Yeah, well, sometimes Father Time takes its toll.
Oh,
I mean,
here we go.
You saw that with Vinatieri, and Tucker is a great kicker, by no means. He's been the best kicker for, 10, 12 years or whatever it has been. But
Oh, this is going to be, my friend, a conversation on Tuesday at Giangelo's.
yeah, but I have to agree with Coach Rock here. I really do. I mean, that's a long field goal. You're giving Poland an opportunity to return a field goal with your, I don't want to say worst, but great job.
Ball is
Great
spotted at the 1-yard line with 56 seconds to go. Poland brought it all.
So let me ask you this, DJ. When you're lining up for field goal, who are the guys protecting you on field goal? Who are the guys in front of you that are protecting you?
I don't understand the question.
Who are the guards, the tackles?
I get to pick?
No, I'm just saying naturally, generally, on a football team, when you're setting up a field goal or a PAT unit, what kind of bodies?
The dudes that are the sturdiest.
The bigger guys,
Yep.
right? Your bigger, your stronger guys. When you're kicking a 59-yard field goal and that ball doesn't make it to the end zone, you're asking those guys to now cover and almost be tacklers in space.
Whoa.
And don't get me wrong, South Range always deploys athletes as offensive
whoa.
linemen.
You're saying it doesn't make it to the end zone. I'm saying that goes 6 yards past the goal posts. I believe.
And that,
I believe in Luke Starkey.
and I do too. The kid's got a huge leg. But I'm also a realist.
I also believe in Stefanson. Holy cow. We
Yeah.
saw him nuking some pigskins.
And that wind was kind of helping too.
Yep.
I mean, that would have been interesting. And now if you're at 50, 52, 53, then I think he gives it a shot.
Hey, spot him up after the game. See what would happen.
I would like to see that. I'm sure they've done that at practice. So maybe that's something you can talk about Tuesday.
We're
with
going to
Coach.
chat it up.
Just make sure you tell him I agree with
What was that? That was a 51?
59.
59. Okay. Looking, firing, and that one incomplete, short of the 20-yard line. We'll stop the clock with 46 seconds left. Fans making their way to their automobiles. Some parked over here, some parked across the street.
All I'm saying, I can't get over this.
Here we go.
I can't. All I'm saying is you've got your best athlete from Poland looking to catch a kick and running against maybe you're not your best tacklers on your team for South Range who's going down to cover. That's all I'm saying. And it's still only a 2-score game. You never know what's going to happen. If it gets blocked and they go take it to the house, get an onside kick, you just never know.
Pass is up and incomplete. McCauley, the intended receiver.
I would like to see him give it a go, though.
Which side are you on there, friendo?
I'm on the great decision, but when the clock hits 0, go tee it up and let's see what would happen. I want my cake and I want to eat it.
That's right. And it's delicious. And by the way, if you have a cake shop and you'd like to sponsor,
That could have been your promo.
looking downfield, pump fake, and
Smart decision there.
goes out of bounds. Zipolitis, oh my gosh, there's 132. I missed the whole number.
Tell you what, between these two teams, you rarely see guys make silly mistakes. Rarely see it. They're well coached. You can tell that they're focused on the task at hand throughout the week at practice. These are two well coached programs. Coach Pavlansky, been around for a long time. Coach Rock, in his second year, spent a lot of time with probably the GOAT of our area.
Pass completed.
There's your player of the game, Hiscox, with a nice tackle.
Tell you what, Hiscox putting on a clinic tonight.
Again. Oh, he wants that back. Oh, what a break. Great break on the ball there. That could have been ugly for pulling. Could have been 6 the other way.
I got to give a lot of credit to Poland. I mean, they hung. I mean, that 14-0 lead would have scared a lot of teams. I don't know what was said down there, but South Range bounced back, obviously in a big way. But Poland held their own. That first quarter was theirs.
Yeah, they came out swinging for sure. They came out hot.
There's going to be a lot of people watching the tape on this one. Up the middle, some running room. Man, Zipolitis. Zips the proper. Oh boy, here we go. Is it adjective? Verb? Verb.
He's
zipped.
Zipped. That is a verb, yeah.
Yeah. Hey.
Or he's zippy, and that becomes an adjective.
That's what we call my kid, Zippy.
Nice. Yeah, he's got some quickness and speed to him.
He's going to be a weapon. He's going to be a weapon for the next 4 years, folks.
So we're looking at South Range being the last undefeated team here in the NE8. Was unable to catch some scores in the NE8 since halftime. I know at halftime Struthers was leading Hubbard, Lakeview was leading Girard.
Got some cellular issues tonight. I don't know what.
Yeah, I
what
wonder
the
if
deal is.
Helene's.
Oh, Helene breaking it down. I never
ruckus.
thought about that. She's not nice.
She's not nice. Who we got here rumbling and tumbling?
Still moving forward. Yes, that is a first down.
Good job.
40 seconds.
Angelilli refusing to come down.
And an injury timeout. We will step aside. First down for Poland as we come. Nope. Yep, that's right. Stepping up. Kamara going to take it himself.
Get out of bounds.
And out of bounds he goes. 30 seconds on the dot left.
Listen, it's not over till it's over. It's still a 15-point game, 2 possession, 30 seconds. It's not a whole lot of time. They score here, let's say 25 seconds left, and they get the onside kick. You just never know. You just never know. It's never over until it's over.
I appreciate you selling this game. In game.
I've seen it too many times where it's high school football. It's teenagers. It's just
they got to score now.
Yeah, they got to score now.
Off the edge, toss, pass, broken. Oh, almost. Wow. What an adjustment made.
Yeah, almost. Maseko almost comes down with that back shoulder throw.
My guy or no guy.
My guy or no guy. Throws it to the high and outside. Almost came down with it. I saw him make a few one-handed catches pregame.
26 ticks left in the ball game. Poland really pushing.
Yeah, you can't afford to go on the ground, obviously, here, so you're going to air it out. A lot of space in the corner here for Maseko.
Rolling out right, firing, and incomplete. It'll be third down.
Yeah, third down, 21 seconds.
I mean, you have to score here. You need time on the clock to do something.
Yeah, you need a lot has to go right for you, obviously. You got to score, you got to get the onside kick, got to have an amazing 50-yard, 40-yard play.
Pulling 0 for 2 on onside kicks tonight. Kamara drops back, looks, fires, end zone, has a man, touchdown, Poland. It's McCulley.
So you go for 2. They're not going to.
What?
That's a surprise.
Why?
No, I'm sorry.
I know what I
my
mean.
fault.
Like,
No, that's my fault.
why? Because you have to score anyway?
No, you don't
Okay.
go for 2. No. That's my fault. You have to make this to make it a
Make
2-score
eight-point game.
8-point game, correct. Had a brain fart there.
I would agree with you. You're going to need one anyway. Kick is up, and it's good. So we've got a 1-score game with 17 seconds left. 38-30. This one could get real interesting real quick.
Yeah. Like you said, you have to get a 2-point conversion anyway. So my kind of thoughts initially when I impulsively said go for 2 there is if you get the 2-point conversion there, you're a dog on the road. You score again, you go for 2 for the win. But also if you don't get it, it's not even a factor. So you keep yourself in this game by kicking the PAT. But like you said, you have to get you have to get a 2-point if you score here. But again, still a lot has to happen in order to put yourself in position. You got to get this onside kick. That's step number 1. And I know already that Coach Pavlansky has probably 2 or 3 plays in his book that they practice at the end of every offensive practice, where you have to get 50 or 60 yards. He has a play, like I said, that referred to as home run. That I don't think that's one of the plays that's going to get you that's one of those surprise get you 60 yards. You're looking at like a jet pass, lateral, bunch of laterals. One of those deals.
Stefanson lines things up at the 40-yard line. Hands team on for South Range. Stefanson going to reset himself. Clock down to 7-6, and it's away. South Range will cover it up, protect, and that is going to pretty much do it. 15 seconds left. South Range will going to victory formation, and they will have their 6th victory of the season here in Week 6. A clean sweep at home. Now they go to the road again. Girard, then Niles, then Louisville out of conference, and then they finish on the road at Hubbard.
I'll tell you what, Poland did not make it easy on South Range tonight. They came out swinging, like we said, 14-0 real quick, and then fought till the very end here to make it a one-score game. 38-30 is how it's going to end, and that's a testament to Poland and not giving up, being down 3 scores in the fourth quarter. So they did not make it easy on the Raiders tonight.
For the 6th time this season, fans, you can hoist the colors because South Range wins again. Your final score tonight, 38-30 to the Poland Bulldogs. Well-played game by both sides. Sam, final thoughts?
Yeah, again, South Range deals with a little adversity tonight, able to come out on top. I think they're going to use this as like a learning scenario for them, a teaching point for Coach Rock and his staff. And if you're Poland, you got to kind of feel good about yourself. You came into this game, you came into Ronmager Stadium and gave it all you got. The first 5 foes came in here and got a running clock put on them. So to lose by 1 score, you can't leave hanging your head. You got to be a lot to be proud of here. And you got a lot of season left, a lot to prepare for, playoffs to prepare for. There's a lot of football left to be played for both sides.
Raiders go on the road next week at Girard. We'll have it right here for you on YSN. For my broadcast partner, Sam Bellino, my name is DJ Oakley, wishing you a great weekend. And repeating the score once more, it's South Range 38, Poland 30, as the Raiders hoist the colors on their 6th victory of the season. Good night, everybody. YSN thanks you for watching this presentation of your sports network. For stories, stats, and more, go to ysnlive.com.